Brooklyn-born rapper Casanova pleads guilty to federal racketeering and drug charges. The U.S. Attorney's Office claims Casanova led the Untouchable guerrilla Stone Nation Bloods gang.
Everybody used to hit me like, Cas, do not fall victim. You ready to lose it all for somebody that really doesn't matter, that really is not who they say they are, but the world is jacking it.
Because he's trolling you.
Yeah.
And you don't want to fall victim.
The world is jacking it. I never once got on the Instagram and say, yo, never want to speak to him.
He a rat.
I don't care if he a rat.
Yeah.
You want me to tell you why?
Talk to me.
Because, again, I knew this from the joint.
You knew he was going to tell them.
I don't care.
It's not a surprise to nobody.
Nobody talk all that, man. I'm talking about all these rappers and all these fake gangsters, man. You go to the feds for RICO and they offer you 20 years and you're a millionaire. You're telling.
All right.
Casanova pleads guilty. The rapper, whose real name is Caswell Senior, pleaded guilty to one count of conspiring to conduct and participate in the conduct of the affairs of a criminal enterprise through a pattern of racketeering activity, and another count of conspiring to distribute over 100 kilograms of marijuana. Hi guys, welcome back to Rap Trends. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the charges Casanova is facing in his RICO case. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and turn on notifications so that you don't miss any new videos. Without further ado, let's get into it. According to the U.S. Attorney's statement today, Casanova admitted with his guilty plea to shooting at someone with whom he was having a gambling dispute at a Florida party in July of 2020. He also admitted to participation in marijuana trafficking and a 2018 robbery as well. The maximum prison sentence for the two counts is 60 years, with a mandatory minimum of 5 years in prison. Sentencing is scheduled to take place on December 6, according to Casanova's lawyer, James Kusuros. The previous charges of an attempted murder and with a deadly weapon charges are dropped. Mr. Senior accepted responsibility for his conduct, which was possession with intent to sell marijuana and the robbery of a young lady in a diner who was filming him with her phone. We hope that our presentation to the court in advance of sentencing will illuminate the facts and circumstances surrounding this case and present Mr. Senior for the person that he really is. Like 12 of his co-defendants, Caswell Senior, an accomplished recording artist and performer, now stands convicted of playing a leadership role in Gorilla Stone, a particularly violent Bloods gang that operates throughout New York and across the country. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said in a statement, in addition to his supervisory role, Senior was an active hands-on participant in the gang's senseless violence, including a shooting in Miami that contributed to a robbery at Manhattan Diner. The rap star has also admitted to an August 5, 2018 robbery in Manhattan that caused a woman serious bodily injury while she was being restrained. In that indictment, members of Gorilla Stone were accused of breaking the jaw of a woman named Nia Rucker because she filmed the rapper while he was eating. According to Rucker, Casanova's associates beat her out and ultimately broke her jaw as the rapper tried to take her phone to erase the footage. Casanova also confessed that he conspired to traffic at least 100 kilograms of while admitting he was the leader in the Untouchable Gorilla Stone Nation. Casanova pled guilty to one count of conspiring to conduct and participate in the conduct of the affairs of a criminal enterprise through a pattern of racketeering activity and one count of conspiring to distribute over 100 kilograms of marijuana. So far, the feds have secured guilty pleas from Deshaun Don Thomas, Nia Baby Austin, Brandon Untouchable Neves, Donovan Donnie Love Gillard, Jarrett JC Chrysler, Dazon Black Washington, Stephen Chino Hugh, Jordan Flo Ingram, Shanae Easy Outlaw, Roberta Trouble Sly, Renee Luxury Thornton, and Jamal Trap Smoke Trent. Acting U.S. Attorney Audrey Strauss said, as alleged in the indictment, members of Gorilla Stone committed terrible acts of violence, trafficked in narcotics, and even engaged in brazen fraud by exploiting benefits programs meant to provide assistance in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Because of that, communities across the Southern District, from Poughkeepsie to Peekskill and New York City, suffered most. The most shocking part of the indictment is that a minor was murdered in furtherance of the gang's activities. Because of the extraordinary work of our law enforcement partners, the defendants now face federal charges for their crimes. FBI Assistant Director William F. Sweeney Jr. said, as the indictment alleges, the violence and activity committed by these gang members threatened the safety of our communities and placed innocent lives at risk. Their unabashed criminal behavior, as alleged, included the murder of a 15-year-old and even extended to defrauding programs meant for people suffering from economic hardship due to the pandemic. But thanks to the partnership and hard work of all law enforcement agencies involved with this investigation, we were able to stop this violent criminal organization and show that the Gorilla Stone is actually not untouchable as they claim. NYPD Commissioner Dermot Shea said, "These arrests demonstrate that NYPD's relentless pursuit of the few individuals who drive violence and disorder in New York City. I commend the NYPD investigators and many law enforcement agencies involved in this investigation whose hard work has resulted in these arrests. Robberies, narcotics trafficking, and other associated gang behavior will never be tolerated by the people we serve." Peekskill Police Chief Don Hamley said, "While it's clear that the alleged actions of these individuals had a negative impact on the quality of life in Peekskill, it's also obvious that the extent of their alleged criminal enterprise is much further reaching. Through this joint operation, utilizing federal, county, and local law enforcement agencies, communities both large and small will benefit from the arrests of those allegedly responsible for the distribution of illegal narcotics as well as the commission of violent felonies. We thank all those involved in bringing this to such a successful conclusion." Westchester County Department of Public Safety Commissioner Thomas Gleason said this, "Today's arrest put a halt to an alleged criminal enterprise involved in drug trafficking, gang-related violence, and other crimes in Westchester and the Hudson Valley. Our streets are indeed safer thanks to the great work of the Westchester Safe Streets Task Force and all of the partner agencies that contributed to the success of this complex investigation." Dutchess County Chief Assistant District Attorney Matthew A. Wishampot said, "Gorilla Stone Nation, as alleged below, was involved in a widespread crimes of violence in which erodes the infrastructure and quality of life in our communities. We will continue to collaborate with our federal, state, county, and local partners to eradicate the crime drivers that fuel gang violence. This effort will enhance the safety and quality of life in our community. We extend our thanks to the outstanding job of all law enforcement agencies involved, and special thanks to the City of Poughkeepsie Police Department, Hudson Valley Safe Streets Task Force, and the Bureau Chief Sarah Thompson of our office." The City of Poughkeepsie Chief of Police Thomas Pape said, "I would like to thank our partners at the federal, state, and local levels of law enforcement for the unwavering assistance and dedication to their sworn duties. These partnerships are proof that collaborations with agencies at all levels of law enforcement work to bring those responsible for the heinous murder of a 15-year-old on our city streets to justice." It looks like a lot of rappers are facing charges for their criminal activities they talk about in their music, as we've seen in the case of the YSL Huncho Young Thug and his fellow musician Gunna, who was recently arrested and charged with 56 counts under the RICO statute. Hopefully, this will be a lesson for up-and-coming rappers to keep leaving the streets behind and focus on just making good music. And that's going to be it for today's video. Let us know what you guys think about this situation in the comments below. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. That way you never miss a video from us here over at Rap Trends. Thanks so much for watching, and peace.